Can't you feel it? We're almost there. Once we ascend the Netherbrain stem, we'll be in touching distance of the crown. Of reclaiming the powers of Karsus himself. I'm ready. Are you? Then I think it's about time we ascended. Don't you?
There it is. We need to use the nether stones on the crown. That face.
I know. And
Look there! The crown! Cast the spell again, quickly! Come, Aylin! It's your time! In my best interest.
Let me recite their demise.
Path lies before me. Can't afford to let up. have to keep going.
Witness perfection.
My path be true.
A tale for the ages.
Surrender. You have already failed.
Victory is assured.
Get to the crown and cast the spell. We'll see off the enemies.
By will or by force, you will join us.
Taking position.
Death is but a word away.
Let's finish this. On my way.
This is the only outcome.
deception.
One can't always be a gentleman.
The brain is weakened. This is our chance.
Even bound, its will is stronger than anything you've ever felt. The chains shake, threatening to break at any moment.
It's vulnerable, but not defeated. Use the portal. We will bring it down together.
Absolute freedom!
Its will is weakening. The brain is almost defeated.
Now we can destroy its true self. This is it! Its will is weakening! In many of
Moving.
Impero You will not enter.
Swiftly now.
Execute.
go.
Obey, thrall.
What fools these mortals be.
Another fight. Let's go. Take Curo. Need to act fast.
Impossible. Denial.
Oh my god, we're so fucking close.
No gloom or doom.
much for peace.
Let's end this. On the move.
I don't fancy their chances.
Oh my god, we're so fucking close, guys. We are so fucking close. It worked this time. It worked this time. Oh my god.
Impossible.
For a moment I thought I did the sequence in the wrong order, but
Terror. Reconsider. Assess. Implore. Join me. Wield me. Become absolute.
And thus, I honor my mother's legacy.
The brain is on the cusp of its final thought, and it's taking
We
all
did
of
it! Oh my
Orpheus's strength
god!
to keep it there. An opportunity, perhaps.
My master. I must obey. I must end.
Hopes, nightmares, and the screams of legions upon legions of unborn lipids. The pain rips through you, obliterating all thought, all feeling. Your tadpole burns in your brain. Silence. For the first time in a long time, your thoughts are entirely your own. And then, gravity. Everything you did, everything you sacrificed, it was worth it. For this.
The loss of a mind is a terrible thing, but this time, I think I'll make...
We did it. The nether brain is dead.
Only mild offense intended, of course. You did the unthinkable.
Even when my time in the prism stretched out like eternity, I knew that my destiny was to liberate. I was wrong. It seems I can only fulfill one part of my destiny. My people will be liberated, but I can't. But first, Lae'zel, I need your promise. Carry my hope. Carry my burden. Call my dragons, Kulos and Kuthos, and ride to the Astral Sea. Destroy Vlaakith. Release our people. Be our future and our legacy.
It will be done. I will never be free while my people are still bound by Vlaakith's chains.
Enough talk. Give me my freedom. Freedom from this form. Githka Tavkim crashed.
Kulos! I can never forget you. Your name will be etched in our slates. You will be called Mlagir, Liberator. To the skies!
A reprieve from the Githyanki invasion. For this day at least.
With the Githyanki gone, there's nothing left but the silence of the city. Smoldering, waiting to be rebuilt. But it seems that Gale's mind is elsewhere.
The crown. It's somewhere in the Giontha. If I salvage the stones, I can reforge it. With the crown in my hands, I would be unstoppable. The casts I weave would be mine to command. I would be more than the greatest wizard who ever lived. I would be a god. It's I who should be saying such things. Do not... I'll never forget you.
I swear, you ascend to unprecedented power one time, and then suddenly everyone's doing it.
Oh
I
man.
do wonder how he'll fare when Mystra decides to crush him. It could be quite the show. But enough about the wizard. Let's talk about us.
Us.
What now? I don't know about you, but I could use a
I thought he'd
flagon.
run off to his
Or
fancy
3 of
castle
ale.
and do his own shit. Is he really gonna stick around?
Yes. Baldurs Gate will rise ever.
We did it, soldier.
Oh.
The city's going to be all right. And so are you. Engine's finally cooked. Held on just long enough. So, how'd I do? So are you. My
Karlach is the greatest, man.
I did my best.
To the very
I did
end,
my best.
she did do her best.
It's the one thing I can't beat, isn't it? I wanted to live in my city with my friends. But life is for the living. And I saw... Goodbye, son. Goodbye, sea. Goodbye. I'm ready. I stand back. I'm going to.
What the fuck, Larian? Use your replacement. That's really.
It's over. And it's all because of you. You, who were destined to become a thrall. Thanks to you, there will be no Illithid empire, no death god's tyranny. You have earned your place amongst the legends of the Sword Coast. You are the saviors of Baldurs Gate.
Damn. That's so sad. Over.
Halsin was eager to leave the city after the Netherbrain fell, although you remained for a 10-day to help the wounded. Some of them accompanied you when you left. Their homes were rubble, and the promise of a sanctuary sheltered from the city was appealing. They helped to build the place you now call home, hidden from those who are not welcome, open to any who need shelter. One day, Halsin returns from a patrol of the borders with a letter held in his jaw. You read it to him as you scratch behind his ear, an invitation to a gathering of your friends and allies, those who stood with you against the Absolute. The gathering will not be in the city that you saved, though. It will be where your adventures together began.
Yeah, Christina.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight, fate renews thy
You want to
bond
spray him with a
once
water bottle?
more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon, wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
Look where city me Vlaakith.
There you are. Keeping us all on tenterhooks so you can make a dramatic entrance, is it?
Friend? Friend! You came!
Friend!
Big brother Scratch, too! Happy.
Oh.
Lots! Make friends with a turtle, a cat, a kraken. Kraken eats my cat friend, so I bite, kill. With shiny clothes, I am strong. Tired now.
Oh.
Want sleep? Want cave?
Oh. What king?
Nice lady. She gives pets and tasty things.
Oh.
I like her. I go to her.
A familiar sight. Scratch can't quite speak around the thing he has in his mouth.
Oh, Scratch.
I found this. It smelled like you, so I kept it.
Oh.
Seemed like something you might like to throw. Oh, I've been so good. I've got a nice home in the city now. A girl named Mindy says I'm her best friend. She's mine too. Also you and Albert. I've got so many best friends. I hardly know who to play with. I certainly have, and I always will. Forever, I think. And so will you.
Such a pity.
It's good to meet again.
For 2 months I trained the Knights of the Comet. For 2 more I skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet, I traveled through limbo.
Okay, calm down. I'll get there. Hold on.
Toe on this day, in this place. Nothing but allies, I always told myself. A necessary partnership. But in spite of every strained word, every barbed glance, seeing you brings me even more pleasure than taking a Royal Inquisitor's head. It's nice to hear it. It's taken a dozen Gish's talents, a few stolen worth it, I'd say. I miss this place. This... Faerun. Shractalor. I wouldn't expect you to. The capital city of the Gith.ai. Our Gish sent word of the rebellion to their god king. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance. Exactly the reaction. My blade is keen as ever. But it was you who showed me that a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge.
Oh.
Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the neck. Minyar... And if he refuses, I am the comet. I will not rest until I burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and my people... But you've heard that refrain before. Zealous, bossy, insistent. All pardon soon. When the comet has risen, I miss this place. Now go. I'll be back one day. The Overgod himself couldn't keep me away.
The day I pray to you, Gale, is the day up is down, left is right, and Tressim's a cat's.
There you are, my mortal friend. Goodness. Was Faerun always so... dull? Still, at least the company was worth the trip.
Hara's great.
If not
She's
the
the goodest girl.
I told you I would, didn't I? I imagine you're wondering how all
Gale
this
is totally
came to
giving
be.
me like Silver Surfer
The
vibes.
finer points of divine ascension are beyond mortal comprehension, I'm afraid, but I can provide a rudimentary sequence of events. First, I retrieved the crown of Karsus and reforged it using a series of precise and highly complex netherese incantations. Then, I used it. As you know, the orb within me was the half-formed Karsite Weaver. Magic left incomplete by Karsus' self-destruction.
Tastes like Sprite. Why would Gale taste like Sprite?
Using the crown of Karsus, I turned it into a new form of magic, fused with my being, driven by my purpose. And then I put it to work. As expected, Mystra was unwilling to hand over the reins of the weave, so I've claimed dominion over another area which I've
He looks like what Sprite would taste like.
Ambition.
Oh wow.
I offer them nothing. I inspire them to seize their destinies for themselves. Great as the heights I've reached thus far may be, I've not forgotten my humble origins.
Blue is a flavor.
In fact, they're central to my doctrine. Those drawn to the Galarian creator merely seek my guidance as the impressive all-power. Ambition is about beginnings. It's not just about the heights, but the lows that preceded them. I was nothing. A drifting dust mote, proof their hopes are not barren wastes, but the loamy soil in which their future achievements will flourish. Proof that with ambition, anything is possible. You see? Now you're realizing your true... There are already several... This is only the beginning. I thought you would be. Now, divine as my company undoubtedly is, I have an eternity to catch up with. Don't let me deprive them of your company. It's not every day in...
Alright. Well, Gale dealt. But I hope you guys enjoyed that.
The past made present.
Do my eyes...
I'm glad for it.
Well, look who it is.
Oh my god, look
first and
at
oldest
him!
friend. The last 6 months
He
have been
looks
kind
so
to you.
handsome!
Gods, really? Well, if that's what tickles you, I suppose. but I am glad to see you're living life to the fullest. We deserve nothing less, you and I. Cazador's mansion has become my palace, and played host to every kind of banquet and soiree and masquerade imaginable. And of course, has seen its fair share of hedonism, clandestine deals, and the occasional disappearance. Whatever it takes to build up my influence over those who matter. I'm spinning my web. Power grows slowly, but I have nothing but time now. Oh, I wouldn't say ruler. Any old fool can sit on the throne. I would be more of a puppet master. For all my freedom to walk in the sun, it's still much more fun to pull the strings of power from the shadows. Not that everyone's on board, of course. Our friend Will is a stubbornly capable Grand Duke. It's been difficult to get much past him, although I will keep trying. But the important thing is I am doing wonderfully. Finally having a life that's worth living.
He's come a long
And
way.
who knows what's next? There's an entire world out there. Perhaps the next time we meet, we'll have grander conquests to toast. I did miss you, you know. There is a sense of loneliness that comes with power. We did share a wonderful adventure, you and I. A pity to see it end in some ways. But we have great new lives stretching out before us, and great new adventures to go on. I will never forget the time we spent together, though. And I know you'll never forget me. Until next time, darling.
Well, now. You can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm glad the months have not been wasted. Particularly as I spent them cleaning up the mess we made of the city. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers. Same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon. Same cisterns overflowing. Huh. Baldurians simply get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity. Perhaps all three, but nothing I will sniff at any longer. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son, Jord, has been wooed to their ranks. Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing.
Oh.
Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two if they don't expel her. Again. Honestly, much more sitting down than I'd like. Mistake me not. There is still much to be done. But my children are more than capable of doing it. Even the young ones tire of me peeking over their shoulders. A fine spot for an adventure to begin. A fine spot indeed. Just a little... I'll find my way back. As I always... But that is the thing about home. The only way to see it clearly is to leave. And look back. For a little while, at least. For all your travels, I hope you have arrived where you want to be. Home. Whatever that means to you. Ah, sentiment.
Oh.
With the greatest affection, I can think of better ways to sour our stomachs. I
Oh,
must
Jahera.
inspect the refreshments.
There you are. I was hoping you'd make your way.
To your relief, your projection holds. It took a dozen Gish's talents, a few stolen psi crystals, and 10 days of effort to conjure it. You can touch, taste, and talk, but your fleshy body is in limbo, the home of the mystical Githzerai. Once, the Githzerai were one with the Githyanki, until bloody civil war severed the Gith species. The Githzerai God King, Menyar Ag-Gith, sent word through the should the Githzerai join you, you could...
What's the word on the rebellion? I presume you've cracked open more Kithraki heads than you could possibly count.
Why am I talking like I'm good?
I'm no stranger. Bargains must... Father leaves me to my own devices. Though he's got no shortage of I've had more than a few challenges, given the people know me as one of the champions who saved their beloved city. They know Ravengard blood, the patriarchs, the aristocracy. Still, there's no friction that can't be greased with a sly promise or a proposition. The jewel of the coast will shine ever bright, welcoming the... We're building... Amazing what can be done. I'm sure the silver shields can make do without a few more jeweled crowns. Of course. Father's very well. Floric, the likes of Gortash, Bane's chosen primed the fist for a war they weren't meant to win. With a few exceptions, Father's pardoned every last fist. If my forgiveness, he still believes in the bow and the blade. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the... May they all take it to heart. Go on, the night's young. You shouldn't waste a moment of it. Or waste a single... Good song, good company, good wine. I wish it could last forever.
He's already drunk?
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now, our paths cross once more. We have all pined for each other's company, I sense. That bond was forged in a crucible that can never be stoked again, Oak Father willing. I know it can, for I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day. You are right, of course. I am accustomed to dwelling on the past, even when it brought me nothing but unhappiness. You changed that, and gave me the most precious of memories. Now the task is to make yet more of them, so that each reunion shall be all the sweeter. And who's to say we need to make such gatherings a rare occasion? My hearth is yours to warm yourself beside always. Now, we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing. In that case, very well. Our community grows rapidly. In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all. The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Rythwin have been repurposed into new homes. And the land is rich with harvests and bountiful trees.
Oh.
Nature and civilization are in harmony. Stronger together. It is, truly. Though a more complex, evolving beast than I could ever have anticipated. We welcome folk from all walks of life. Anyone who wishes for a new start. Naturally, it can be chaotic at times, but you are welcome whenever you like, and for however long you please. Now, please, tell me all, and spare no details. I shall not lie. I have an ulterior motive in wishing to hear all. It is the children, you see. My charges. Their appetite for bedtime tales is greater than I could ever have anticipated. Another story, Daddy Halsin. Another is the chorus that greets me each nightfall. They have all but exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. I desperately need new material, please. My reputation is at stake. I am all ears, though I never cared for that phrase. A rather unsettling image. I am glad you have kept yourself occupied. No doubt I'll be able to spin a few yarns for the children from this. Thank you. Now, it would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening, as much as I would like to. I shall leave you to the others for now. Unless there was anything else. I was hoping you'd ask.
I just had to ask. No.
I shall never tire of that.
Oh.
On occasion, but I prefer not to interfere. Francesca of the High Forest is Archdruid now, and by all accounts, she has proven to be a steady and wise influence. Even Korga may yet find true balance, thanks to her influence. Quite often, they come and go as they please, but with so many playmates to avail of, they are far from strangers. They ask after you often. What you did for them will never be forgotten. I can see it in the land all around me. To make a child smile is to dabble with the power of gods, as far as I'm concerned. I spend half my days in ursine form. The children demand it. I had a score of them taking turns riding upon my back just days ago. I'm glad they are so comfortable with the Oakfather's creations. As for roaming, that impulse has dwindled, I must admit. Perhaps because I have found where I am meant to be. Before you go, I have something for you. Just a little keepsake, really.
Aww.
Do you remember how I told you I like to whittle? I made this. Ducks are my favorite, but I thought they were particularly fitting in this case.
I forgot about the
migratory
duck.
birds, of course, traveling far and wide with the turn of the seasons. Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just like old friends find themselves back in each other's company. Oh, I am well aware, trust me. Now...
Ah, my dear friend. Our skeletal friend will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post. Busy as ever. Better that than the reverse, wouldn't you say? Every major publishing house on the Sword Coast has been vying for my upcoming book on the subject of our adventures together. I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form. You might help me with the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think? Me? It's all Vol. Perhaps, once the manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword? Or better yet, I'll write a draft and you can just sign your name. Better still,
Bitch.
I'll sign it for you.
No.
Your success really has been... But you mustn't let me hog your attention.
I don't know if I can make money off our problem.
You see, Boo? Boo! We are not dreaming. It is our old friend.
Oh, it's Boo!
Oh, and it is good to be seen. Oh, after so many days down in the dark, Minsc began to wonder if he was some blind bug
so
who had
many cute
only
animals
dreamed
in Baldur's
himself to be large and bulksome. You will forgive the aroma, I hope. We were not expecting the Dusty One to open a portal to our very cell. Boo had a moment to lick himself clean, but there is a little too much of Minsc to cover. Minsc and Boo have been helping, of course. We guard the streets, while Jahera is occupied with harperish matters. The Zentarum rule the city's underbelly, so Minsc and Boo went to give them a tick. We awoke in a Zentish cell, awaiting trial by noble combat. It is a long walk to the gallows, and Minsc still has his fists, no? Minsc and Boo agree, but leave such matters for the morn. Tonight, how have you filled your days since we tore this sticky tyrant from the sky? No, my friend. It is not yet time for tears and passing Boo around for the wiping of eyes.
Oh.
There is much merriment to be made before... this pond shall do nicely, Boo. Though I see no soap. So you shall have to blow the bubbles for me.
Hello again. We've already had one heart-to-heart. Best to leave it at that, don't you think? A little tame compared to one of my parties, but it has a quaint charm.
There she is.
Starting to wonder if you'd show up. What can I say? We shared something extraordinary, even if we didn't always see eye to eye. Let's leave old squabbles in the past. Oh, come here, will you?
That's a very intimate hug.
You feel a little more substantial than before. Less camping and scrounging off the land, I take it. I'm not entirely sure I'd agree. In fact, I found a nice meadow not far from where I live now. Every now and again, I'll spend the night there.
Aww.
For old time's sake. I'm glad you seem well. Trudy. Wandering, mostly. The adventuring life is almost a tonic when you're not constantly threatened by brain monsters and cultists. I can finally see the world beyond the cloister. Peace and quiet will still be there waiting once I've lived it. One of my first stops was the House of the Moon in Waterdeep. It's the largest temple of Selûne in existence. It seemed like the perfect spot to reflect on my parents, on where they came from. And where I came from too. Hard to imagine, isn't it? Me, of all people, in the lair of the Moon Witch herself. Gods, your truest act of heroism was putting up with all that char and drivel I was spouting for so long.
Oh.
Oh, I know they are. I can still sense them, I think. And one day we'll be reunited. I don't know. Which is just the way I like it just now. Perhaps I'll just stick a pin in a map and see what I find, or head to the docks in the morning and scrounge a berth to find somewhere new. I'd like to see the islands, maybe, or head south to Arm. I heard there's an enclave of werecats that hunt the followers of dark gods by moonlight. I'd love to see if there's any truth to that.
Oh my god, she's still very dark.
Enough about me. What have you been up to? Is that so? And what liberties did you decide to take, exactly? The owlbear. Of course I'll have him. If he wants to come with me, that
I
is.
knew it!
I'd have offered sooner, but everything was a blur after the battle. I thought he'd gone to roam free.
Yay!
Are you sure he'd want to join? I'm not exactly settled anywhere right now. It could be dangerous at times. All right then. It's settled. Oh, the things we'll get up to. Don't be a stranger.
Cool.
The past made present. The day I prayed for this.
To follow.
I will never get tired of seeing that face.
Thou feelst it still. She is not here. She who was the boldest. Hast thy thoughts been with brave Karlach often? To leave thy burden unspoken is to leave thyself burdened. In the fugue plane, her soul burns so bright, it pains the gods to look upon. Recall that in time all changeth and all is rejoined. Thou shalt be with her again. What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen. The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready. For thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving. To you. There thou art, the dead three. Thy faces gods, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice? Thou soughtst to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become mind flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools. Everyone. The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel. Felled by mortals. I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.
Wow. Forgot about that bit. Damn, that was great. That was fucking amazing. Thank you guys so much for joining. Very, very long. At one point I was so nervous. But we did really good on this place. I think the next one will change it up a little bit. Let me know what you guys want to see. Again, go ahead and check out the Discord. We are growing. There is so much going on besides just Switch. So I'll see you guys